Hey everybody, welcome back. Psychedelic here. Today I'm going to be dedicating this video to our good friend Bill Young, who also goes by the name Michigan Record Club. Pretty big figure as far as the Michigan Record Club goes. Seems to be a pretty prominent figure as far as the collecting scene up there in Ann Arbor. I do believe he was in the process of moving, according to his Facebook page, but no, if you guys don't know Bill, ever since I've known him, maybe going back 4 or 5 years ago now, he was diagnosed with, I believe, bone cancer, some form of cancer, and I don't know all the details necessarily, but I do know that he was diagnosed with that, and so, he's always kind of been on my radar, checking up on him, and I learned from Steve Carlson's video recently on his Sunday morning show, which I do catch his episodes on Sunday morning, especially if it's got, kind of a unique album art in the screenshot. But no, I realized that he was giving us an update on Bill that seemed to be unresponsive, and I've been checking out on his Facebook page, Bill's Facebook, and looks like his wife, Bridget, is checking in on people and letting us know that he's pulling through okay, at least last I checked, because it sounded like he was speaking a little bit. He's responsive now. I don't know if it's entirely the cancer that's come back, or I didn't catch the full story, but regardless, sounds like he's still struggling with some health issues, and so this video is going to be dedicated to him, and hopefully if he pulls through here, which we do hope, he can reflect back on these videos and show how much we have appreciated him in this community. So we've always had a kind of a running gag. I think it all started with him commenting on saying something like, "You need to do this if you want to have this record," and I said a comment saying like, "Okay, Dad," and ever since then, I did it, kind of jokingly, of course, but ever since then, he's kind of treating me like a son. I learned from Pop, I wouldn't have this collection if it weren't for him, sort of thing going on. But yeah, so I could show off my whole collection, man. I could show the 1,000 records that I literally have, because I do catalog them in my Discogs, and I'm up to 1,000 records. So records are so thin anymore, can't tell you have 1,000 records, but I still haven't got my new shelf in yet. They're still actually laying out safely behind me, and yeah, still working on that. But anyways, I'm going to show 5 psychedelic records for Mr. Bill Young, and kind of pick and chose some that maybe I haven't shown in a long time, or ever since the beginning of the VC days. Just a mixed bag here, but we're going to start off with a Michigan band, which we should all know by now. So it's kind of a popular one on Mr. Randy's live stream, Stoney and the Jagged Edge, Chasing Rainbows. Now, it's not an official record that came out back in the day, but this is all archive material found on sort of a warped tape reel. It's got recorded in 1968. And there was like only one properly mixed track on here, but it doesn't matter. This thing rocks, man. If you're into, stuff like MC5, Stooges, who else am I thinking of? SRC. It's not necessarily all in that realm, but it's just got that high energy that is the Detroit sound. It's on this kind of putrid green vinyl. It's the only release so far. There hasn't been any reprints of this, unfortunately. Seems to have been, out of stock for quite some time. I think it was limited to like 500 copies, so it's good for a reason, man. This is high stakes, high energy, pure acid rock from Michigan of the highest order. I mean, there's not one weak moment on here of the 6 tracks. So, and they played with all the heavy hitters back then. I think Hendrix, Cream, And it's just all the concoction of those bands built into form this group. And these guys were like teenagers, still in high school or something. It's crazy. Lots of fuzz wah, pummeling drums going on, kind of soulful vocals in a sort of like Iron Butterfly light, but massive record that should have seen release back in its day. I don't know if Bill has that one. I don't know. I'm sure he does though. He should. This is one that I just decided to pull out today because I was listening to it at work actually and hadn't revisited it in a while. And this is kind of notable for being my first purchase on Discogs as well. Got a hell of a deal from this one. This is the Mystic Astrologic Crystal Band. It's kind of a mouthful with their album, their sophomore album, Clip Out, Put On Book. Not the most catchy title, but it's unfortunate this band never took off. Had some amazing songwriting chops, for sure. This one is really crisp, clean copy, and it's got the famous insert where you could actually clip out and put on the gatefold. Because we all know we don't want to see Bob's junk. Here's Bob, his junk. But yeah, very cool, and kind of more in the pop psych realm, but there is some rocking moments for sure. A little more psychedelic fused than their debut album. I forget where these guys are from, but it's on the Seeds label, GMP Crescendo. So, fantastic record. It's kind of in the vein of Strawberry Alarm Clock. Some pretty trippy moments on here too. So, especially the first two tracks, the Mystic Astrological Crystal Band theme and Sunbeams and Rainbows. I think a few of the tracks are available on YouTube. I think some get, kind of hit or miss when finding tracks for this one, but I was streaming some of the tracks at work, and I think this is a contender for being in maybe my next psychedelic trip. We're kind of getting a little more far out with this one. This is one that I wish I had an original copy, but the sound quality of this is fantastic, and this is truly one of those mega psychedelic records, one of the very first of its kind, as far as just how expansive it is. Group 1850 with their album Ajimo's Trip to Mother Earth. This came out in, I think, 2013, the reissue. It's got the 3D glasses. Yeah, I think this maybe got recorded maybe late 67, because I think they released both the records in 68. I mean, had to have been recorded way early. Just to hear the 13-minute track, I Put My Hands on Your Shoulder alone. Just a massive track for its time. Super krautrocky inspired, and before krautrock was even a thing, man. This is very, very tripped out in its own sort of way. And this is probably my favorite of the three that they made back in the day. So, Missing Vinyl Press. Now, as far as getting a little deeper into psych, in my younger days, this is one that I scored greatly on for $15 on eBay. And, just kind of trickling down the old psych rabbit hole. I mean, this is one of the very essential ones for sure. The West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band, Part 1. This is their first on the Reprise label. And like I said, this is one of the very first I picked up. Looks a little rough when you have a little closer inspection on it, but for $15, this still plays really well. That's a mono copy, a tri-label there, and yeah, I just recently reposted this on Instagram. Then we're going to end with a bang here. This is the 5th record I chose. Kind of underrated as far as their discography is concerned, I feel like. The debut by Tangerine Dream. Electric Meditation. This is a early reissue on the Ore label. Picked this up at the Omaha Record Show years back. This one features Klaus Schultz on drums, or I think he's doing some of the music as well, besides percussion. But yeah, you can definitely tell there's the early origin of that kind of droney, early ambient sound they're working with, but it does rock out in spots. It's actually band performing, and I think there are maybe some vocals, or maybe it's just voices, you know, in the mix, but very tripped out for its time. And I think this came out in 1970 or 69. It's in that region, and kind of overlooked as far as Psych fans go. It's very much in that kind of krautrockian territory, and doesn't get enough praise like it should. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed, and Bill, we wish you the best. Hope you can beat this damn cancer. We probably all have one family member that's been through this sort of thing, and I know for sure I have. I haven't gone through cancer, but my father has, and he's luckily pulled through. He had lung cancer and was a smoker for quite some time. He seems to be doing pretty well now. He still gets checked out, because we all need to get checked out yearly for this kind of stuff, and it just seems like people just keep dying younger, man. It sucks. You know, people are getting cancer at 40. I know someone who passed away at 40 from brain cancer, and it's like there's something in the water, or something in this climate that's affecting our bodies, perhaps. I don't know, but it's something to be definitely cautious of. And while I'm on the subject, I decided to grab this book I'm reading. I'm still in the process of reading. I posted it about a while back on Instagram, but it's a book called Real Love by Sharon Salzberg. And she is a kind of an expert meditative, you know, sort of in this Buddhist philosophy kind of realm. And there's a quote here that she always references to thinking about people that are maybe in poor health or such as that. Let me find the line here. So this is kind of one of those exercises you could silently repeat to yourself, you know, certain phrases that when you're thinking of people in, you know, certain situations. And this is for Bill. So as far as sharing loving kindness, you can repeat these words and, you know, let it kind of float in the atmosphere as I say this along. But may he be happy, be peaceful, be healthy. And of course, there are a few other lines to the showing loving kindness, but those are the ones I could recite at the moment. There is a section here in the book that shows the whole phrase itself, because there is more to the line that I just spoke, but I can't find it at the moment. But that's part of the phrase, and if I find it, I will definitely be speaking that in my own silent thoughts, or just out loud as I'm cooking meals. Who knows, you know? So yeah, it's a very good book though. It's kind of just different scenarios, situations that people have been through, you know, with trauma, and all sorts of broad situations, you know, revealing one's true self, and, you know, with the whole Zen Buddhism and philosophy that follows with that. So Bill, pull through this, man. We'd like to see you back. So take care, and I don't know when my next final update will be. I do have probably enough to share, but just haven't really been in the mood to make a video. But I figured, you know, since we're all thinking about Bill right now, it was a good time to have a little chat and share 5 records. So anyways, take care. Bill, pull through this, and we shall see you soon.